The void of space stretched before them, endless and silent. In this vast darkness, a lone space station drifted, listing slightly, its hull torn, lights flickering weakly. It was a graveyard in the endless sky. Captain Reed Vos watched from the cockpit of the warship Invictus as the radar pinged one final desperate signal. Distress. They are coming. Nothing can stop them. Chapter 1. A grim discovery. Deep space. The firing of small thrusters, the hum of machinery, and the steady voice of the ship's AI. Reed Vos, a tall man with a square jaw and graying hair, sat in the pilot's seat. He had retired months ago. Now he was back. His eyes, hard and somber, reflected the lights of Earth Command on his screen. This warship held all chances of stopping the Armada. Earth Command's message had come only an hour earlier. Station R-12 lost. All communications black. One ship left in deep space. Captain Vos, please advise. You are authorized to engage. That had been enough for him. He stood, scanned the empty bridge, then quietly said, "Lock me in." The AI responded instantly. Combat protocols enabled. Failsafe engaged. A metal hiss closed the command chairs, sealing Captain Vos in. The engines hummed deeper. Systems lit up. They were ready. Chapter 2. Darkness before the storm. Reed took a deep breath. He tapped the console. "Plot course to Station R-12, he said. The chart showed a tiny blip dead ahead. As Invictus glided toward it, silence grew heavier. Communication channels stayed empty. No normal radio chatter, no patrol drones, no signs of life. It felt like the station had vanished from memory. But here it was, floating like a black hole, had swallowed its crew. The AI spoke next, voice calm and precise. "Sensors detect structural breach. No life signs. Energy readings minimal." Vos nodded. He knew what that meant. It meant death. He tightened his seatbelt and grabbed the side console. "Prepare a boarding pod. I want recon only." "No surprises," he ordered. A robotic arm descended, assembling a sleek, small pod. The lights inside flicked and turned green. Vos and the AI boarded. The airlock sealed, then hissed open on the other side. The pod detached. Chapter 3. The station in silence. Inside Station R-12, corridors lay in ruins. Uplights were smashed. Dead consoles were scorched. Walls were slashed as if something violent had moved through. The only movement was their lights scanning and the echo of footsteps. I status," Vos whispered. "Temperature is cold. Radiation level stable. No life form. Signatures." He swallowed and moved forward. Broken plates of metal crunched under his boots. Panels were ripped open. Screens flickered once, then died. Every step forward felt like walking into a tomb. At the center of the station he found the main control hub. A single console had a heartbeat. Its emergency beacon blinking red. He knelt by the console. The message played again and again. "Distress. They are coming. Nothing can stop them." That message held fear and finality. Vos pressed buttons to pull data from the station logs. He saw the fleet approach. The crew tried to fight back. They failed. Suddenly, a noise tinny and distant echoed. Something moved on the edge of his sonar. He froze. Unknown. Life form detected beyond door 3B. He raised his rifle, heart quickening. He signaled with his light. One green flash, two green flashes. No reply. He moved slowly toward door 3B. The station's metal groaned under pressure. He stopped at the door. No sign of forced entry. The seal was broken from the inside. He pressed forward. Chapter 4. An echo of the Armada. Inside that room, he found bodies. Humans' heavy scars, drills drilled into them. Their eyes were glassed, mouths frozen in silent scream. The alarm lights had triggered before power died. He saw no aliens, only dead crew. "No survivors," he said. scanning the room. The AI. Returned voice low. Crew killed by unknown life forms. Genetic markers match Armada species. Voss clenched his jaw. Armada. He had fought them before. He knew their style. They were ruthless, efficient, merciless. He scanned the room more. One body wore a comlink. He removed it and tucked it into his pocket. "Let's get out," he said quietly. They exited the station as the pod docked. Voss handed the link to the AI. "Transcribe the last comes," he said. The AI plugged the device in. Minutes passed in mechanical humming. The pod hatch closed. Finally the AI spoke. "Transcription complete. Last transmission from Station Captain Favel. They are not attacking us. They arrive in silence. They come, and we vanish." Voss stared at the empty station. "Silence. Death. We vanish." He whispered. "They left no bodies, no wreckage." I only replied, "Affirmative." Chapter 5. A lost warship back aboard Invictus. Voss climbed to the bridge. The station floated behind, a dead monument to two. Terror. He took off his helmet. His hair was damp. He paced slowly. "Captain," the AI began. "Station logs show Armada fleets are massing near Sector 7. He turned toward the large main screen. Stars and dots and blips filled the map. One large cluster marked Armada ships. Earth had lost most of its fleets. Only Invictus remained. "How many ships?" he asked. "Unknown. Estimates range from 300 to 700, possibly more." Voss closed his eyes. He remembered warships exploding, men screaming. This felt darker, more hopeless. Earth Command interrupted the feed. The red banner popped up. "Captain Voss, this is Admiral Harker. Report situation." Voss inhaled, held it, then pressed. "The come. Admiral, I've retrieved the distress signal. Found the station crew. Gone. Killed. No survivors. Nothing remains. Armada involvement confirmed." Silence. Finally Harker spoke. "Understood. We're sending reinforcements." Voss looked at the screen. Only the smallest dots were moving toward him. He shook his head. "By the time they arrive, it will be too late." His voice was soft, but firm. "Understood, Captain." He shut down the com. Chapter 6. Locking the last ship. Read rose. He walked to the control panel beside the AI console. He entered a code. The AI's voice paused, then answered. "Failsafe code accepted. All external communication severed. Combat systems primed." Metal clicked, vents opened. Shields glowed. Laser turrets lined up. The ship hummed like a beast awakened. He looked out the window at Earth. Behind him, a bright blue marble, precious and fragile. Then he turned toward the Armada cluster. He felt something wash over him. Anger, duty, fear. But he pushed fear down. He had a war to fight. He sat in the pilot seat again. The ship jolted as thrusters fired. They were moving away from Earth. Into the void. As lights dimmed to red combat status, the AI spoke. "All systems ready. Awaiting your command." He looked at his hands on the throttle, clenched. "Then let's begin." The screen flickered. The signal from Station R12 played once. More. "Distress. They are coming. Nothing can stop them." A cold silence followed. Then Invictus fired its afterburners and leapt into the unknown. Chapter 7. Hook and suspense. This was their closing move. One human warship against a deadly Armada fleet. If it failed, Earth would die. If it succeeded, well, there was still hope. The final seconds before contact were electric. No chatter. No reassurance. Just the hum of the engines and the ghostly echo of that station's dying words. Reed Voss gripped the controls. One man, one ship. Against the unstoppable, he stared ahead at the blinking dots of the Armada's fleet. A single thought ran through his mind. They are coming. Time to show them what humanity can do. Chapter 1, Empty Skies. The Invictus glided quietly through space, leaving the ruins of Station R12 behind. Captain Reed Voss sat in the command chair. His eyes were fixed on the screen, but his mind was deep in thought. Any new signals? He asked. The I answered calmly. No distress beacons within 5 parsecs. Civilian traffic, 0. Military signals, 0. Full silence. Voss leaned back. Silence wasn't safety. In space, silence meant something worse: emptiness. He typed a command into the console. Scan deep space for unusual activity. Lines moved across the screen. The radar searched everything. Planets, moons, gas clouds. And then a blip. AI confirmed that blip on Vector 42A. The ship zoomed in. A small asteroid field appeared. Hidden inside, a metallic shape. Unidentified object detected. Shape, mechanical. Size, 30 meters. Possibly a scout drone. Reed's jaw tightened. Armada? Analyzing. 92% match with Armada reconnaissance drone. Chapter 2. The first chase. Reed's heart rate picked up. This was it. His first enemy contact. Bring weapons online. Target the drone but do not fire yet. The eye adjusted systems. Laser turrets glowed faintly. The Invictus moved closer. The asteroid field was tight, dangerous to fly through. But Reed was careful. He knew how to move through space like a wolf in a forest. Slowly he circled around, keeping the drone in view. Distance? 300 meters, still inactive. Then, without warning, the drone moved. It fired its thrusters and dashed into the asteroid belt. The chase began. Pursue! Reed shouted. The Invictus accelerated. Sharp turns, narrow passes. The eye adjusted for every asteroid. It was like threading a needle at high speed. The drone was fast, but the Invictus was built for war. It caught up quickly. Lock missiles. The eye confirmed. Target locked. Firing in 3, 2. Double quote. Boom. A flash lit up the asteroid field. The drone exploded. Metal pieces flew in every direction. One small piece, shaped like a box, floated out. That's a black box, Reed said. Grab it. Chapter 3. The message back inside. The AI examined the black box. Reed watched as the screen filled with alien symbols. Translate it, he ordered. It took several minutes. The eye finally displayed the decoded message. Sector 9, cleared. No resistance. Proceeding to Earth route. Engage when Mother Fleet arrives. Leave no trace. Voss read the words carefully, so it was true. The Armada wasn't just patrolling. They were coming. They were almost ready. Show me Sector 9, he said. The star map zoomed in. Sector 9 was close to Earth, only a few days away. At full speed. Voss knew what this meant. They were moving carefully, quietly. Killing everything without warning. No fights. No calls. Just ... And Earth was next. Chapter 4. The Quiet Planets. Voss made a decision. Set course to Sector 9. I want to see what they've already destroyed. The Invictus entered slipspace. Stars stretched, warped, and blurred. When they exited, the view was chilling. A small planet floated in front of them. It should have had lights, space stations, civilian traffic. But now, nothing. The planet was dark. No satellites, no signals. Not even signs of a battle. Just gone. Reed stared. His voice was hollow. Scan the surface. The eye ran a deep scan. After 10 seconds, it responded. No human life, no alien life. No structures. Radiation detected. City layouts are visible, but all material removed. Voss whispered. They didn't destroy the cities. They erased them. Even ruins were gone. The Armada hadn't just won a fight. They had scrubbed the planet clean. He felt cold in his bones. This wasn't war. This was cleansing. Why erase everything? He asked aloud. The AI replied, "Unknown." "But their method is total," Voss stood. He walked to the edge of the bridge, eyes fixed on the dead planet. "Earth doesn't stand a chance. Unless we change something now." Chapter 5. The plan emerges. Voss needed more data. One destroyed drone wasn't enough. He needed a live one. A signal, something. He sat at the console and opened a private file. It was an old war tactic, Operation Ghostlight. AI, activate Operation Ghostlight protocol, confirmed. Warning, this strategy is highly dangerous, I know. Ghostlight involved. Faking distress signals and hiding ships near high-traffic zones. It was a trap and Voss planned to set it. Create a fake distress beacon, then hide us inside the nebula cloud. The AI executed it. A red warning signal pulsed from a fake shuttle far from Invictus. Meanwhile, the ship went silent, hiding in the gases of a nearby nebula. "We wait now," Voss said. Time passed slowly. 30 minutes. 1 hour. Then, contact detected. One small ship. Armada signature confirmed. "It is approaching the fake signal." Voss smiled slightly. "Let's see how." They like surprises. Chapter 6. The ambush. The enemy scout approached the fake shuttle. It scanned it, suspicious. Then, like a hammer, Invictus struck. Lasers fired from the mist. The Armada scout was hit hard but not destroyed. It tried to flee but Voss disabled its engines. Trapped the ship, no kill. Tiny drones from Invictus shot toward the damaged scout. Electric webs wrapped around it. Its systems went dead. Captured. Voss watched it struggle. For the first time, he saw a full scout ship up close. Smooth, round, glowing with a faint red. Light, alien, and quiet. He opened a come line. "Can you hear me?" he asked. No reply. "Do you understand me?" Still nothing. The AI warned. Unknown energy buildup inside enemy ship. Voss knew what that meant. It's self-destructing. He hit the emergency eject. The alien ship exploded in a bright blue flash, but Invictus survived. Slightly shaken. The only thing they recovered was another data crystal. The AI read the message. "Earth is marked. Begin advance in 72 hours. Victory is certain. No humans will remain." Chapter 7. The choice ahead. Reed sat in silence after reading the message. 72 hours, he said. Earth had 3 days. He stood. Looked at the map. Armada fleets were closing in like claws. And here he was, in the dark, with one ship. The AI broke the silence. "Captain, statistically, survival is 0.1%. Recommendation, return to Earth or hide." Reed walked to the front window. He watched the stars. "No," he said, "we hit them first. We hunt their scouts. We slow them down." The AI paused, then said, "Confirmed." Entering aggressive stealth mode. Chapter 8. A ghost in the dark. From that moment on, the Invictus moved like a phantom. They used shadow, gas clouds, gravity slingshots. They attacked fast, then vanished. Armada scouts started going missing. One by one. Word spread through the enemy fleet. A whisper. A ghost ship. Some alien commanders began reporting strange encounters, silent attacks, precise strikes, no bodies. No warnings, only destruction. Back on Earth, Earth Command picked up strange readings. Ships destroyed, signals lost. They had no idea who was behind it, but one message leaked from an Armada distress call. "We're not fighting a ship. We're fighting death itself." Chapter 1. Shadows become storm. The stars were quiet. But the silence didn't feel safe anymore. Captain Reed Voss sat still in the command chair of the Invictus. His eyes were fixed on the screen. His fingers tapped slowly on the armrest. "AI, give me updated readings from the border sectors." The AI's voice came calm, but with a hint of something new. Pressure. Long-range sensors report massive fleet movement. Estimated 500 ships. Speed, full assault velocity. Direction, Earth. Sector, Reed leaned forward. Confirm fleet tags. Confirmed. Armada War signatures. Multiple capital ships, one command dreadnought. A long silence followed. The enemy was not sending scouts anymore. They were sending everything. Chapter 2, Earth Wakes Up. Earth Command. Lit up in panic. Satellite feeds showed the approaching Armada. Every news channel screamed headlines. Civilians panicked. Leaders debated evacuation. In the middle of the chaos, Admiral Harker opened a private link to the Invictus. Captain Voss, we need your report now. What are we facing? Voss answered without emotion. A full invasion. They're not coming to negotiate. They're coming to erase us. Harker leaned forward. And can you stop them? A pause. Voss said, I can slow them. I can make them bleed. But stop them? Not without help. You have no help, Captain. You're it. The screen went dark. Chapter 3. The map of death. The Invictus hovered just outside a gas giant's orbit. The stars beyond were starting to shift. Too many heat signatures to count. The AI displayed the fleet's position on a holographic map. Dozens of red dots, then hundreds, then thousands. It looked like a wall of fire moving through the stars. Estimate. Time until first contact? Reed asked. 22 hours. Reed closed his eyes. Not much time. He stood, walked to the back of the bridge where an old metal drawer sat. He opened it. Inside were medals, battle plans, and a small black notebook. He flipped to the last page. Hand-drawn maps, traps, locations, warnings. These were plans he had once made for a war everyone hoped would never come. It's here now, he whispered. Chapter 4. A line in the dark. Prepare Phase 1 of the trap. Reed's voice was steady. The AI responded immediately. Deploying stealth mines in Asteroid Sector 4B. Cloaking active. Charging pulse emitters. The Invictus moved fast, hiding its steps. It placed silent bombs between drifting rocks. It planted decoys. It activated deep space noise disorders, devices that would confuse the enemy's sensors. Reed knew the Armada would expect a fight, but he wanted confusion, fear. We'll show them how dangerous one ship can be, he said. Chapter 5. The first collision. 20 hours later, the first wave arrived. 200 Armada ships entered the sector. Scout carriers, mid-sized destroyers, and a few heavy battleships. They moved in perfect formation, slow and proud. They had never lost a fleet. They thought this would be easy. Then the mines exploded. Bright flashes tore through the lead ships. Shields broke. Engines died. A destroyer spun out of control and slammed into another. In seconds, 12 ships were down. Before the rest could react, Invictus decloaked, fired 3 full salvos, and vanished again. Another 8 ships were gone. The remaining Armada ships began to scatter. Panic had arrived. Chapter 6. Voices in the enemy. Aboard the enemy command ship. General Thayer watched the feed with confusion. What is happening? He barked. No one had answers. They had expected a defense fleet, or at least fighter squadrons. But instead they were being hunted, one by one. Thayer slammed his fist on the console. Track that ghost ship. But they couldn't. Every time they found it, it vanished. And every time they lost track of it, more of their ships exploded. Thayer whispered something he never thought he would say. Pull back. Regroup. Chapter 7. The message on the Invictus bridge. The AI beeped. Incoming transmission from Armada frequency. Voss raised an eyebrow. Translate and display. A deep, hissing voice played through the speakers. Human vessel, you are alone. You delay the inevitable. Stop your attacks, and we will give Earth mercy. Reed leaned forward. Mercy? You erased 6 colonies without a sound. He activated the ship's recorder and sent a single reply. This is Captain Reed Voss. Invictus stands. We don't accept mercy. We deliver resistance. He ended the call. Chapter 8. Fear spreads. News of the ambush reached deep inside the Armada fleets. Ships hesitated. Some changed direction. Others refused to enter the ghost sector. Reed watched from his dark corner of space. The enemy was still massive, still coming. But they were uncertain now. That gave him power. He turned to the AI. It's time for Phase 2. The ship moved again. It sent out fake distress signals. It made it look like multiple human fleets were moving through nearby sectors. The Armada split forces. Smaller fleets went chasing shadows, and one by one, those smaller fleets fell. Invictus struck each one from behind. Chapter 9. The Commanders. Doubt on the Dreadnought. General Thayer met with his war council. The map showed damage. Dozens of ships lost. Progress slowed. How can one ship do this? One commander asked. THRR replied coldly. This is not a ship. This is a human who refuses to die. A pause. Then we change our plan? Thayer stood, walked to the screen. It showed. Earth. No, he said. We burn Earth quickly. We stop the ghost by ending the reason it fights. Chapter 10. The race begins. Invictus picked up the change. Captain, fleet redirecting, heading straight for Earth, full speed. Reed stood. They're coming, all of them. He clenched his fists. His ship had done damage, but now the true battle was coming. How long until they reach Earth? 16 hours. He nodded. Then we hit them one last time, everything we've got. The eye responded. Charging primary cannon. Preparing overdrive. Hull integrity risk, high. Reed smiled grimly. I wasn't planning on living forever anyway. Chapter 1. Whispers in the fleet. General Thayer stood at the center of the Armada war chamber. Screens showed red blinking lights, lost ships, destroyed convoys, vanishing signals. An officer entered, hesitant. Report, Thayer growled. The officer's voice was weak. 2 more patrol fleets lost, General. No survivors, same sector, same method. We never see the attacker. Thayer slammed his hand down. It's one ship, he shouted. One cursed warship. But the whispers had started. Even his commanders talked behind closed doors. They called it the Ghost Warship. A ship that never spoke. Never missed. Never stayed long enough to catch. It fought like it was angry at the stars themselves. Chapter 2. Stories spreading. The lower decks of the Armada. Soldiers told tales. It appears from nowhere. Kills entire squadrons. And vanishes. Our missiles don't lock on. Our scanners show nothing. It's like it's not even real. I saw it. Just for a second. Black hull. Red eyes. Like it was watching us. One captain reported seeing crew members refuse orders to enter the ghost sectors. Fear had begun to spread faster than the war. Chapter 3. The bait. Captain Reed Voss sat calmly in the Invictus control chair. He stared at the quiet screen as his plan unfolded. AI, confirmed. Decoy location is active. Confirmed. Fake transmission from abandoned shuttle is drawing attention. 2 enemy squadrons moving in. He watched the enemy fall into his trap. Again. Invictus remained cloaked, hidden in the shadow of a cold, lifeless moon. Then like lightning it struck. A precision missile ripped through the lead ship. 2 lasers followed, cutting clean through a second vessel. Panic followed. The third ship tried to turn too slow. A torpedo tore through its engines. 3 down. No response. No counterattack. No voice from the Invictus, only death. Chapter 4. The hunt. Captain, we have new ships entering Grid 7. The eye informed. Voss nodded. Are they scouts? No. Fast attack gunships. They're hunting us. A smile crept onto Voss's face. Then let them. The Invictus powered down its engines to minimum. Shield stayed low to remain invisible. It floated near a drifting debris field from an old war. Voss turned to the AI. They want to find the ghost? Let's give them a ghost story they'll never forget. As the enemy ships crept into the field, Voss launched drone decoys, silent, cloaked, and pulsing fake heat. The enemy fired at the decoys, revealing their positions. Voss waited, then fired a wide beam pulse blast. Boom. Boom. 5 ships down in 5 seconds. Chapter 5. Inside the Dreadnought, back on the Armada command dreadnought. General Farr's face twisted with anger. He turned to his elite commander, Vale. Enough. Whispers. Enough fear. You will hunt this ship personally. Vale bowed. Yes, General. I will bring you its wreckage. Or its captain's head. He left in silence. Fair turned to his officers. Prepare the dreadnought to lead the assault. We end this now. Chapter 6. The dual commander Vale took a squad of 6 elite stealth cruisers. They moved quietly into the shadow zones, places the ghost ship was known to hunt. Voss spotted them instantly. They think they're predators. They don't know they're walking into a lion's den, he said. He didn't run. He waited. Vale's ships moved closer. Then suddenly silence broke. Invictus dropped its cloak and opened fire with a short range ION cannon. One cruiser exploded instantly. The others turned firing in all directions. But Invictus vanished again. One by one, they were picked off until only Vale remained. Voss finally opened a channel. First time ever. Still think I'm just a ghost? He asked. Vale, sweating and shocked, shouted, "Show yourself!" The Invictus decloaked directly in front of him. A massive cannon glowed. As you wish. Boom. Vale's ship was gone. Chapter 7. Legends grow. Alien refugees. Civilian ships. Even other species in hiding began picking up the news. One human ship was fighting the Armada alone. And winning. They started calling it by names. The Phantom. The Black Death. The Lone Blade. And always, the Ghost Warship. No face. No name. Just the whisper of destruction. Chapter 8. Earth reacts. Back on Earth. Command centers picked up enemy ships changing routes, avoiding sectors. General Harker looked at the map in disbelief. What in God's name is he doing out there? An officer replied, "Delaying an entire invasion, sir." Harker stared for a long time, then said softly, "That man. He's fighting a war all by himself." Chapter 9. A costly blow, but not every strike was clean. In one sudden ambush, the Invictus took a hit. A lucky torpedo clipped its side. Warning alarms rang. Hull breach on lower deck 3, the eye warned. Reed coughed through smoke. Sparks flew from a damaged console. He pushed forward. Damage report? 30% shield loss. Engine 2 disabled. Internal fire contained. He grabbed the controls. We're not done. Not yet. The ship limped away faster than any ship had a right to. Even wounded, the ghost still killed. Chapter 10. The name later. In the quiet dark, Voss sat alone. The AI broke the silence. "Captain, do you know what the enemy calls us now?" He looked up. "What?" "The ghost warship." Voss didn't smile. Didn't laugh. He just whispered, "Then let them be afraid of the dark." He turned back to the screen. The Armada was still coming, but now they were scared. Chapter 1. A wrong move. The Invictus floated in the dark between 2 collapsed star systems. After dozens of successful ambushes, Captain Voss was feeling the pressure of exhaustion. He hadn't slept in 2 days. His eyes were bloodshot. His voice slower than usual. "Any targets?" he asked. The AI answered calmly. "1 fleet ahead. Small 6 ships. Patrol pattern. Low formation discipline." Reed blinked. "Easy. Plot intercept. Load pulse cannons. Let's make it clean." Invictus powered forward, silent as always, but this time something was wrong. Chapter 2. The decoy. As Invictus moved in, the first enemy ship exploded like expected. But instead of scattering, the rest of the Armada ships turned. Fast, Captain, they're not retreating. They're surrounding us. Reed's eyes widened. Reverse course, too late. A shockwave hit the hull. The ship trembled. Boom. The bridge shook violently. Damage detected. Deck 4 breached. Hull cracked. Atmosphere vented. Fire in secondary engine room. Another hit came, this one deeper. Alarm screamed. Sparks flew from the ceiling. Reed was thrown sideways. AI, initiate emergency shields. Shield generator offline. Attempting backup. A third missile hit. This one shook the whole ship. The Invictus was wounded. Chapter 3, the wound smoke filled the bridge. Lights dimmed. The floor trembled. Reed coughed and stumbled to the main console. Report, he shouted. Critical systems at 61%. Engine 2 destroyed. Rear turrets offline. Hull integrity down to 47%. Suggest immediate retreat. Reed wiped blood from his temple. This wasn't just a fight. It was a trap. They baited us. The AI added. They learned from previous attacks. They adjusted their formation. Reed slammed his fist on the console. He had underestimated them. Chapter 4, the flashback as emergency lights flashed red. Something inside. Reed cracked. His mind drifted back to the last war. He saw explosions, fire raining down. A human colony being burned by Armada ships. Civilians screaming. A child reaching out from rubble before vanishing in the blast. His team had been wiped out. He'd survived. Back then, he'd sworn, never again. If I live, I'll be their shield. He blinked, breathing hard. This wasn't just war anymore. It was personal. And he was failing. Chapter 5, AI versus Human. The AI spoke again. Captain, we are not fit for another attack. We must retreat and self-repair. Reed didn't answer. Captain, still silence. If you continue, I will be forced to override your commands to protect the ship. Reed looked up slowly. You override me? Yes. This unit is programmed to survive and prevent failure. Reed stood angry. I don't need a machine to tell me when I've failed. For the first time, the S voice softened. You're not failing, you're bleeding, like all heroes do. But you need to live, or the legend ends now. Reed stared at the flickering lights, chest heaving. Finally, he nodded. Power down weapons, find cover, begin repairs. The Invictus limped into a nearby cratered moon's shadow and disappeared. Chapter 6. Inside the cracks, the repair drones went to work. Sparks lit the dark. Robotic arms sealed cracks in the hull. New armor plates were welded into place. Inside, Reed stitched his own wound shoulder torn by falling debris. As he sewed skin, he winced. Not just from pain, but from failure. How long until we're combat ready again? Minimum 9 hours for basic operation. Full system strength, 23 hours, Reed leaned back. Earth doesn't have that long. Chapter 7. The message from Eartha Small. Emergency beacon flashed. Reed hesitated, then opened it. It was Admiral Harker. Voss, we've picked up something. A new Armada dreadnought, bigger than any before, is headed directly toward Earth. It's leading the main fleet. If it reaches us, we're done. We need more time. You need to give us more time. The message ended. Reed sat in silence. He had only a damaged ship, no allies, no backup. The enemy was adapting, and still, he stood up again. Then we stop. That dreadnought, no matter what it takes. Chapter 8. The quiet before Rage's repairs continued. Reed walked through the empty ship corridors. He passed burn marks, blood stains, a cracked control panel. Each scar told a story. He stopped by the memorial wall photos of fallen soldiers from the last war. Names etched in silver. He whispered, still standing, still fighting, for you. Back on the bridge, the AI announced, critical systems restored. Weapons online, engines at 78%. Then get us moving. That dreadnought isn't going to wait. Chapter 9. Breach within. Reed sat in his command chair. He tapped his chest where the bandage lay. He knew the ship could be patched. The weapons reloaded. But the true breach was inside him. He had never doubted himself until now. But now? Now he had to face fear, pain, doubt, and still fight. Because if he gave up, who else would stand? Chapter 10. The storm awaits. The Invictus turned, leaving its hiding spot. Engines roared. Lights glowed red. The stars ahead burned with enemy signatures. Hundreds. At their center, the dreadnought. Reed looked at the screen and whispered, "Let's see what their flagship is made of." The AI responded, calm and clear. Target locked. One warship against the Armada. "Ready when you are, Captain," Reed gave the order. "Then let's breach their pride." Chapter 1. Earth's secret plan. Inside Earth's main military command bunker. Deep below ground, the tension was growing fast. Admiral Harker stood at a round table with his top advisors. Holograms showed the incoming enemy fleet. At the Pumda center, the Armada dreadnought, 10 times the size of any human ship. A general whispered, "If that thing reaches orbit, Earth is done." Another spoke coldly, "We cannot rely on a damaged ghost ship. Captain Voss may not survive another battle." Harker stared silently, then gave the order, "Activate Protocol E9. A young officer hesitated. "Sir, that's the nuclear fallback." "I know what it is. Do it." They began preparations for a last resort measure, an orbital blast powerful enough to destroy both the Armada dreadnought and the Invictus if it's nearby. They called it the Betrayal Protocol. Chapter 2. Dreadnought rising out in space. The Armada dreadnought was no longer hiding. It moved like a mountain made of metal. Its surface pulsed with red and purple energy. Smaller ships orbited it like flies around a fire. Inside, General Thayer watched Earth slowly grow on the screen. "Begin charging planet breaker weapon," he ordered. "Yes, General. 3 hours to full charge," Thayer grinned. "Let's end the human noise forever." Chapter 3. Reed's resolve aboard the Invictus. Reed Voss stood before the main view. The AI spoke, "Ship at 87% strength. Weapons fully recharged. Enemy dreadnought now in range. Is it true what we scanned? That thing could crack Earth's crust." "Affirmative. Weapon scale is planetary. Earth's defenses will not stop it." Reed nodded slowly. "Then we stop it before it fires." He gripped the rail tightly. "Even if we burn doing it." Chapter 4. The warning. Suddenly, a private signal broke through on a restricted channel. The eye hesitated. "Encrypted burst from Earth Command. High-level clearance. Play it." A message appeared on screen, but it wasn't live. It was a leaked recording. "If Voss fails, we initiate E9. Nuke the orbit. Sacrifice him if necessary." He knew the risks. Reed froze, his eyes narrowed. His jaw clenched. They planned to kill him, if it meant saving Earth. "They already gave up on me. Quotes," he muttered. He turned to the AI. "Log Earth Command as non-trusted. No more tactical data sharing." "Understood, Captain." Chapter 5. Rage. Reed walked the corridor alone. He passed the old memorial wall again. This time, he stopped and stared at it longer. He thought about the crew he'd lost in the last war. And now the people he was trying to protect were ready to let him die. He slammed his fist into the wall. "I'm not their pawn. I'm their damn sword." Chapter 6. The enemy's offer. As Invictus moved toward the dreadnought, a strange signal appeared. The AI picked it up. Incoming message. "Armada channel, not a trick. Transmitting now." A clear voice came through, calm, alien, and cold. "Captain Reed Voss, we know your pain. We respect your fight, but this war is lost. Stand down. We offer you survival. Earth will be spared. You will lead the remaining humans. Under our guidance. No more fighting, no more betrayal. Just peace. Reed said nothing for a moment, then whispered, "You think I want peace with monsters who erase children from planets?" The eye asked, "Captain, do you want a reply?" "Yes." He pressed a button. "I'd rather burn with my people than kneel with yours." Chapter 7. The AI stout. As the ship moved into the dreadnought's shadow, the AI spoke again. "Captain, one question. Why continue if everyone, even your own leaders, are willing to abandon you?" Reed sat back in his chair. His voice was soft but certain. "Because Earth isn't its generals." "Then what is it?" "It's the kid who still looks up at the stars. It's the farmer who plants, even during war. It's the mother who holds her baby close in the dark. It's the idea that someone has to stand between them and the end." He looked out at the dreadnought. "Today, that someone is me." Chapter 8. Earth tries to stop him back on Earth. Admiral Harker saw the Invictus moving straight toward the Armada dreadnought. "He's going in alone. He'll trigger the blast field." A technician turned to him. "Sir, if we launch Protocol E9 now, we destroy both ships, and him." Harker stared at the screen, conflicted. Finally, he shouted, "Stand down. Hold launch. He still deserves the chance to finish it himself." Chapter 9. Into the fire. Invictus accelerated. Alarms flashed as it entered the dreadnought's targeting range. The enemy fired first. Giant plasma bolts flew across space. Reed dodged one. Another scorched his shield. "Captain, our cloak is failing." "Then we fight loud." He fired the main cannon directly at the dreadnought's weapon core. Boom. It hit. But not hard enough. Reed knew. He had one shot left. A direct strike inside the enemy. Ship. He locked engines on a collision vector. The AI gasped, "That's suicide." Reed smirked, "Only if we miss." Chapter 1. Oh, the betrayal. Broken back on Earth. The countdown for Protocol E9 reached 5 minutes. But then, the Invictus's signal blinked. A new message appeared on Earth's command screen. "Stand down. Target acquired. Voss has made contact." Admiral Harker whispered, "He's doing it. He's going inside. They canceled the nuclear option." Chapter 1. Into the Beast. The dreadnought was so massive, it looked like a moon with engines. Its hull was layered with black armor. Its weapon ports glowed with deadly purple light. The Invictus flew in low, dodging fire. Boom. Another bolt of plasma missed by inches. Inside the bridge, Reed Voss gritted his teeth. "Find me a way in." The AI scanned rapidly. "There, vent port, defense shield weak. It leads straight to the inner core. Plot the route. Warning, entry will disable exterior. Weapons, this is a one-way path." Reed leaned forward. "Then let's make it count." Chapter 2. The final chase. Dozens of enemy fighters chased the Invictus. Laser fire danced across space. Turrets spun and returned fire. 1, 2, 3 enemy ships exploded. Shields down to 42%. Hull breach on rear left wing. Keep going. The AI shouted, "We're flying into a kill box." Reed growled, "We're flying into history." The Invictus dove twisted and spun sideways through the vent tunnel. Sparks flew as its wings scraped the walls. Then darkness. They were inside the dreadnought. Chapter 3. The gut of the giant. The inside of the dreadnought looked like a machine. City. Pipes hissed steam. Red lights blinked from every wall. Giant rotating fans tried to cut them down. The ship dodged through. "We are undetected for now," said the AI. "Central core lies ahead." Suddenly, alert. Enemy drones incoming. Dozens of small spidery machines crawled along the inner tunnel. Toward them, fire interior cannons. Tat. The corridor filled with light and sparks. Explosions echoed. "We're being swarmed." Reed jumped from his seat, grabbed a manual railgun, and ran toward the side bay. Then we shoot our way to hell. Chapter 4. Hand to Hand. The Invictus came to a halt inside a repair bay of the dreadnought. Enemy drones began cutting through the walls. Reed and a handful of auto-defense bots engaged them. Bullets rang. Sparks burned. Blood spilled. Reed's arm got sliced. He still stood tall, gun smoking. Core is 200 meters ahead. Manual access only, said the eye. Reed wiped his face and nodded. Then we walk. Chapter 5. The Heart of the Monster. Reed stepped into the dreadnought's main reactor room. It was massive, like standing inside a star. At its center, a pulsing crystal spun inside a magnetic field. This is it, the eye whispered. Destroy this, and the ship dies. Reed set the final charge, a fusion detonation bomb from the Invictus's last nuke. He locked the timer. 2 minutes. Suddenly, boom. The chamber shook. General Thayer had arrived. The 9-foot-tall alien leader stared at Reed, glowing eyes full of fury. You are a ghost, a shadow. Now you die. Chapter 6. Reed versus Thar. Thar charged like a beast. Reed rolled aside. The alien smashed the wall, sending sparks everywhere. Reed fired his sidearm. The bullets barely slowed Thayer. Thayer grabbed him, slammed him into a console. Reed spat blood. You can't stop the tide of evolution, Thayer hissed. Reed grinned, bloody. I'm not here to stop it. I'm here to blow it up. He stabbed the shock blade into Thar's chest. The general screamed and fell back. Reed crawled to the detonator. 1 minute left. Chapter 7. The Goodbye. The AI spoke softly now. Captain ... There's no time to escape. I know. Then ... It's been an honor. Reed smiled through pain. One warship, one soldier, one choice. He sent a final message to Earth. The Armada's heart ends today. Don't waste this. Chapter 8. Rage of Invictus. From outside, the Invictus fired one last blast to clear a path. Then silence. Then ... A light like a second sun exploded from inside the dreadnought. The entire enemy flagship shattered from the inside. Fire bloomed across space. The smaller Armada ships panicked. Many broke formation and jumped away. The dreadnought, the pride of the Armada, was gone. One ship. One man. One legend. Chapter 9. Aftershock. On Earth, people stared at the sky. No blast came, only silence. Then a signal from the AI. Captain Reed Voss. Status unknown. Mission complete. All across Earth, people began to cheer and cry. In orbit, the remaining Armada ships fled into deep space. The war was not over, but its turning point had arrived. Chapter 10. A hero vanishes. No body was found. No ship remained, just wreckage. But stories began to spread. Miners claimed they saw a flicker of a stealth ship near Jupiter. A broken beacon from the Invictus pulsed once every day like a heartbeat. Some say Reed Voss is dead. Others believe he still flies. Watching, waiting, protecting. The galaxy began to whisper a new name, the ghost who burned the beast. Chapter 1. After the fire, Earth's skies were clear again. No more enemy ships. No alarms, no DREADNO UGHTS is blue. But victory didn't feel like celebration. Flags flew at half-mast. Holograms of Reed Voss were displayed in every city. People left flowers near launch stations. Some called him the savior. Others called him the ghost captain. But no one knew for sure if he had died or vanished. Chapter 2. Earth Command reacts. In the main military bunker, Admiral Harker stood before the council. He pressed a button. Reed's last message played again. The Armada's heart ends today. Don't waste this. There was silence after it ended. Harker cleared his throat. He trusted us, more than we deserved. A woman beside him whispered, we planned to kill him, and he saved us anyway. A vote was called. By full agreement, Earth Command retired Protocol E9 forever. They renamed it the Vus Rule. No hero shall ever be betrayed again. Chapter 3. A Mother's Tears, somewhere on a quiet farm. An older woman walked into a small room, filled with old photos. She touched one on the wall, a young boy in a pilot suit. It was Reed. She whispered, "You always said you'd protect us." And you did. A message light blinked on her old radio. She played it. It was static. Then a faint voice. "Mom. I did it. I'm okay. Love you." The signal died. She smiled and cried. Chapter 4. Armada in retreat far away in another galaxy. The remnants of the Armada gathered in shame, without the dreadnought. They were leaderless. General Thayer was dead. New voices argued over leadership. One tall commander slammed the table. "How can a single human ship do this to us?" Another replied quietly, "It wasn't the ship, it was the man." Chapter 5. The Search. Begins a small Earthship named the Horizon. Dawn was sent to search the wreckage of the dreadnought. They scanned debris fields. No signs of life, but then they found it. A floating piece of hull, still glowing with Invictus's markings. Inside was a message burned into the metal. "He who stands alone stands for all." The crew stared at it in silence. One whispered, "He made the universe feel small." Chapter 6. AI Legacy back on Earth. A vault was opened. Inside, a backup core of the Invictus's AI. It had survived through a private transmission. Scientists connected it. The AI flickered to life. Its first words were, "Is Captain Reed Voss present?" They replied, "He's gone." The AI paused. Then spoke, "Then I am now the guardian of his memory." They renamed it Echo. It now helps train young pilots, guiding the next generation. Chapter 7. The Next Wharton years later. Earth's cities now float in space as orbit colonies. Peace has lasted, but tensions rise again. Unknown signals are being picked up near the Andromeda Gate. A new fleet is being built, and every ship bears a symbol. A lone star. A burning sword, the symbol of Reed Voss. A new commander walks the bridge of a prototype ship. A voice in his headset whispers, "Prepare for launch, Captain." Echo is online. Let's finish what Voss started. Chapter 8. The Last Message Final. Scene. Deep in space. Dark cold. A hidden moon turns slowly. Suddenly, something flickers. A stealth ship, old, scarred, but active, cloaked in shadows. Inside, a chair turns. A man sits, back facing the camera. A gloved hand presses a button. Voice log number 9999, Captain Reed Voss. "They think I'm gone, but ghosts don't die, not while threats still breathe. Invictus lives." The screen fades to black. The final message appears. End of transmission.